Now, before we get started with the reports, I want to give a shout out to Mechanical Warhorse. I'm starting with my Saturday and Sunday games. They gave me a bunch of templates and different tokens and markers to use for the games. These are all incredible. Hopefully, you should be seeing a lot of them being used in my games for Saturday and Sunday. Unfortunately, I didn't have them for the Friday night games, but they were a sponsor for Brawler Bash, and they were fantastic. I highly recommend them to everybody out there. Okay, guys, we're back. This is game 3 of Brawler Bash. Orcs and Goblins versus Dwarfs. This is going to be the same dwarf. I think it's Malorian who plays this. Same dwarf player, so you might recognize this army. Okay, our scenario is going to be you get 150 victory points. For each of your 3 smallest units you keep alive. And for me, that's going to be 2 of my Wolf Rider units and 1 of my big boss heroes. You get 150 for each of your opponent's 3 smallest you kill. And you get 150 for each of your core units above half to a maximum of 600. Now the objective card I choose one where you get 550 points if you successfully play a charge, and I chose that one because I had 3 goblins left, and I didn't want to use, I didn't really use the magic one against dwarves, and another one was the vanguard one, and I knew dwarves have lots of vanguard things. I could see his armor is going to be a lot of vanguard, and so I felt there's no need for me to vanguard too, because most likely I wouldn't get to vanguard my savages because he might beat me to the vanguard. And we'll have another quick look at my list. And like I'd said, my 3 smallest is going to be 2 of my Wolf Rider units, and I'm going to choose the GW Wolf Rider units, and the Mantic one won't be one of my 3 smallest to make it easy to differentiate. And my big boss with the spear is going to be my other one. And this is going to make it difficult because I got to keep them alive, and then 2 of them are also core units, so I get double points for keeping them alive. So it's going to be very interesting. Now we'll take a look at the Dwarf army. He has a vanguarding type army is what he's named it. He has a lot of big units, um, not hardly any war machines, just a flame cannon, a cannon, 2 small units of 1 unit of crawlers, 1 unit of handgunners, and 1 gyrocopter. So he's going to try to get in my face to fight. That's what I want, as the Orcs and Goblins. And I feel like most of the things I can fight against, I have to be careful about his general because Dwarf Lords are really, really tough. He's got his own shield bearers. They're really, really tough. I feel like Slayers should be my first priority because I don't think they can stand toe to toe with either one of my 2 big hordes. His 3 smallest units, his 2 units of Rangers, and his gyrocopters. So I feel like hopefully I can get those out and get some easy points. Start looking at my deployments, and I've got that big boss there, and that's one of my big bosses I need to keep alive. I don't know what to do with him. I really want him to be a war machine hunter. Um, and at the same time, I need to keep him alive. So it's going to be very difficult for me to decide what to do with this guy over here. Here's the big part of my deployment, and he has lots of little guys with flaming weapons and stuff to try to take the regen away from my trolls before the main units strike. So I got my trolls back a little bit here so they can try to support later, and hopefully I can wear down some of these other units before they come into contact with my trolls. And finally over here, these 2 Wolf Riders over here are also my other 2 smallest units. So, I need to be careful and cautious about them because they give me 150 for keeping them alive, 150 of their core units to keep them above half. So, you depend on your Wolf Riders, and you have a scenario like this where you need to keep your Wolf Riders alive. So here's the bulk of his deployment. You see the 3 big hordes. He doesn't have his Rangers down yet, and he's totally not going to have them up too much scouting because they're his 2 smallest units. What you don't see in the picture is going to be his gyrocopter. He's got a cannon on the hill with quarrelers. I think this is either quarrelers or his handgunners on the hill. And like I said, his Rangers, he's got them back a bit, I think, because he doesn't want to, because he gets 150 points for keeping them alive. So These are the vanguards. Now you will see one of his rangers units is deployed up a bit there. You can barely see it in the picture on the right. He's vanguarding all three of these up. Uh, I do very little vanguarding because a lot of my vanguarding things are things I need to keep alive. And so I figure if he's coming to me, I'll wear him down a bit. It's like a complete role reversal. Usually he's wearing me down. A dwarf will be wearing you down, and now I feel like I need to wear him down. So it's very interesting. It's different than what you expect. And here's a cool picture of his gyrocopter. It's like a big pirate ship. I, forgot to ask him where he got this from because it's really cool. And he's vanguarding this up. And then this you can see the rest of his deployment. You see his rangers there, cannon on the hill, and I'm not sure if there was the Quarrelers or Thunders. And then here's another reason why I have my trolls so far in the back like that, because I think they were basically out of the range of this cannon. I was thinking he'd flame cannon me, and then kill bunches of trolls per turn. So I couldn't really get away from the flame cannon, but I was hoping I could stay away from the cannon. And dwarf turn one, and we're showing you this picture because this is what his flame cannon rolled to wound when it hit my savages. He rolls 4 1s. He only wounds one savage. I think he kills. I don't think I make my ward save, but it was really bad rolling by him to start off with. So here's the rest of his turn, and he has this gyrocopter come way up in front of one of my warfighter units, that's my smallest, and a core unit, and basically I figured he was trying to bait me into charging him, and I figured he was so close that he wouldn't flee, but we're gonna see what happens here in my turn. He can't shoot, I don't think, because he marched all the way up here. So here's my first turn, and you'll see he flees from my charge of my wolf riders, and I guess he was hoping I'd fail dangerous terrain, and I did. I failed a bunch here. I passed my panic test though, but this is one of my smallest units, so this is no longer above half for core victory points, but it hasn't been destroyed, so I still get 150 points if I can keep it alive. And now it's close to death, so I need to be very cautious with it now. And his gyrocopter does not flee through his slayer, so now if it rallies, it's going to be sitting right in front of them and holding them back a bit. The rest of my movement, I'm just moving up. I think maybe I maybe failed animosity, and that's what killed a couple more savages here. I'm not exactly sure. I'm not sure if he shot more things at me from his other shooting, but it looks like I've lost a few more savages. I think I might have failed animosity and killed 2 or 3 of my own guys. And over here you'll see one of my big bosses, my one with the streaking blade, charges into the dwarfs. They fail their fear test, but I still only kill one of them. They do a wound back to me. I win by 1. They're going to hold. I thought this was going to be easy victory points for me, uh, but I guess hatred helped out here, and so it's going to be a fight that's going to continue on. Here's just a close-up overview of rest that happens on this turn. I try to cast Foot of Gork. He tries to use his destroy spell breaking rune. So he dispels it, but he does not destroy it. So I still have Foot of Gork. I might have used all my dice on that. I'm shooting into his I might have been. I think I was shooting into his hammers, and I really do very little. And I think I might have put my labas on his flame cannon, and I did nothing as well with that. So dwarf turn 2, he does rally his gyrocopter, and he gets a few more kills on my savages with his flame cannon. I really need those savages now to start getting into combat. Um, Going into the fight over here with my big boss and the rangers, I don't think we hurt each other at all, and this is me a push. So for what I thought was going to be an easy victory, I can't get these guys gone. Okay, Orc and Goblin turn 2. I figure I think I needed an 8 or a 9 maybe to make it to the Slayers. So I know the gyro will most likely flee because it's the easier charge on that. So I declare my wog, charge, the gyro flees, I redirect into the Slayers, and I make it. So I'm really looking good about this, and I have just enough movement here with my wolf fighters. They passed their I don't think they had to do a march test, but anyway, they march up here just to a point where he cannot wheel in with his big horde of clansmen into the flank of my savages because I know that I won't kill all the slayers on the first turn. So he can't wheel in and complete the wheel, so he'll have to charge the Wolf Riders first. So I bought myself time with that. I got these other Wolf Riders here to redirect his hammerers. I charged my squigs at these rangers here, and they're going to flee because he gets points for keeping them alive. Um, and I just moved the rest of my stuff up here. So we come to the end of the turn. He's done a wound to my war boss. He's killed quite a few savages, but I've decimated this unit of slayers. He doesn't even have a full rank left. And like I said, he cannot get into the flank with me with his clansmen. And I think even if he had at this point, it would have been bad for his clansman here with his BSB and everything. I think that might have been a bad move actually because so many slayers are dead that I would probably hold with Crown of Command, and then I could reform to face those clansmen full on in the next following turn. So it's probably better for him that right now that the Wolf Riders are in the way. So Dwarf turn 3 is going to be like this. He'll rally his rangers. Also, I want to note that my big boss just fighting those other rangers finally breaks, and he gets run down by rangers. Oh my god. Okay. So, rest of his turn is like this. His flame cannon is going to kill a bunch of trolls, you'll see here. I'll wipe out the rest of those slayers, and since it's the second round of combat, I don't have to worry about overrun or anything. I reform to face the flank of these dwarf clans warriors, whatever you want to call them now. I always think of them as dwarf clansmen, or clans dwarfs, or whatever. uh, they had charged my wolf riders. I held. He destroys them easily, and he overruns to these night goblins, which is perfect because he's not making a contact with a lot of them. And it's gonna be my turn next, and I'll be going right in with my savages. Only thing is he's got his hammers coming up, but hopefully I'll break this clansman in time that the hammers won't be able to support. And I don't know what my squigs do this time. I think they failed a charge on the building. I'm not very sure. But again, my I think I put all my magic in the previous turn into Here We Go, and that's one of the reasons why I kill so many slayers, and I don't think I get anything off this turn. Yeah, so when we're going to shooting, and I'm not really doing much in shooting. I think I may have finally killed the gyrocopter with my rock lobbers or something, but that's about it. Okay, now it's my turn 23. Now is when I charge my squigs at the building, and there's thunderers I think in there with a banner. Okay, so that wasn't last turn. Anyway, so this is the turn I do that. I get my savages in the flank of these clans dwarfs. Hopefully this looks really, really good for me. And I see my little big boss has been wandering around back there. I need to keep him alive for 150 victory points, but he's thinking about glory. He's thinking about going for that flame cannon. I don't even know. My other wolf riders, I think I've had. Okay, I've lost one of the units of small wolf riders. The other wolf riders, I've been hanging around the back of the table edge because they're going to give me 300 victory points if they stay alive. Okay, yeah, like I said, I was confused. This is my turn. This is when I get the Here We Go off. And you can see I decimated those clans. If they got away, you can see they're on the other side of this building here. They had to flee through everything here, take all kinds of dangerous terrain tests. They're still above 25% though, so they can rally. I may have lost my level 1 Orc Shaman. I'm not sure. But that was about it. Yeah, I just decimated them. And now the hammers are by themselves. And they're basically surrounded by Orcs and Goblins. Okay, Dwarfs turn 4, and being surrounded by Orcs and Goblins is what hammers live for. They charge my Night Goblins who flee. They try to redirect my Trolls. They only needed like a 6 maybe, or a 7. He rolls like I want to say he rolled double ones. I don't think he did. I think he rolls like a 3. And he completely fails it. Now he's just sticking out there so my Trolls and my Savages can charge, because my Square is going to charge in the building and be out of the way. So he's going to be in really dire straits. But he can still get points if he can kill my general or my great shaman or something, because his lord is pretty tough. So my turn 4, I'm going in there, and you can see I decimate the hammers. I think he declared a challenge. I answered with my war boss, and it looks like he killed my war boss here. And I think my war boss only did 1 wound to him, or maybe 2 wounds to him before. So yeah, my war boss is dead, but it didn't matter because I'm, winning by so much. Even though he's killed a few more trolls, but he's stubborn, so he's going to stick. But eventually, I'm hoping I can whittle them down and kill the general as well. And that's basically the whole turn. All the things he has is his. Um, it looks like his flame cannon's gone. I might have finally killed it, and I think I lost my wolf rider. No, I moved my wolf rider big boss out of the way because I'd killed it with shooting or something. It looks like. So I think all he has now is just 2 little units of rangers, a cannon, some quarrelers. I still haven't beaten the handgunners in the building yet, but I've whittled them down a whole lot with my squigs charging them over and over again. Hatred on both sides. Actually got the shield wall, so he's getting a 5+ ward as well. So it's hard for me to kill them, but you know we're just going at it. I'm winning every time, but he's stubborn. Okay, I think this is actually the bottom of 5. On his turn 5, you can see I'm missing a whole lot of more stuff on my squig unit. He charges his clans dwarfs that had rallied at my squig herd. He actually loses that fight, and my squig herd chases and runs them down, or they might have ran off the table because it's so close to the tail edge. And I think the way it works, I was able to overrun right into the building to have that fight here, and I still haven't wiped them out, but they're almost dead. I think there's only 1 or 2 of them left. I've killed all the hammers here, it looks like. He's just got his general left. Um, I think he still has 2 or 3 wounds left. It's very, very hard to kill him. But I think he was in a challenge with my champion, and now finally I realized, just to decline challenges and just vomit on him with trolls. But I haven't been able to kill him yet. Alright, so this is top of turn 6. Now you'll see my squigs, since they had overrun, they're fighting the combat now, the top of turn 6. They have finally destroyed those handgunners or quarrelers, whatever they were, in the building and captured their standard. Still haven't killed this general. I think he's down to 1 wound maybe, and I'll have the bottom of turn 6 to try to kill him. Okay, and this is in the game, and no, I didn't kill the general. He picked the model up when I was taking the picture. He had the 1 wound on him. I did my vomits on him and everything. Uh, I just could not. I could not wound. Either couldn't wound him, or I don't know if he had a ward or whatever. I could not do that last wound to him. So his general can survive with 1 wound left, and I think only the other things he has left alive now is the cannon and his 2 ranger units, and maybe those other quarrelers on the other side of the table. So this is and I couldn't kill the general, but I did really, really well. Yeah, this is a resounding victory for the Orcs. I got close to 3,900 points. This is the best I've done so far in the tournament. Um, the only thing that hurt me was that I couldn't get those. I may have got one of the ranger units. I think they might have fled off the table, but I couldn't get that other ranger unit. And I'd lost 2 of my small units. And as far as core units, I think I barely had my savages above half, and I had my bunker above half, and I had the 1 wolf rider unit. So I got 3 of the core units and had 1 of my smallest units, and I think I killed 1 or 2 of his smallest units. So I was leaving some points on the table, but I got a whole ton of points, and I also got my 500 points because I fled from a charge from I think his rangers or something. Somebody charged my. Oh yeah, I fell from the charge when he charged his hammers at my um, little bunker that had my level 1 orc shaman in it, and they fled and got away. So I got my 500 points from that. I think that was the only time I fled the whole game, and I wasn't even thinking about getting the points for it. I thought that those things are so easy to get, but it's so easy to forget that you need to get that. But yeah, hands off to my opponent. It's hard to say that it's fun to play dwarfs again, but I think it is fun to play dwarfs again when they're not just sitting in a corner shooting. A lot of people probably still hate them, but if they're gonna fight, how can you hate them? He probably could have had a few more war machines and not. It still would have been a gun line. It just if you're not sitting in a corner shooting, then to me that's not a gun line. But anyway, I had a lot of fun this game. It was nice to get a victory at the end. Especially against the dwarfs. This is the first time I felt played against a full Dwarf army, just like my last game was the first time against a full Dark Elf army. I played them in the doubles, but other than that, this is my first time playing full against either one of them. And I've had a different army in all three games. That's good diversity. I know a lot of the other YouTubers were talking about how they were playing the same two armies, like basically every game. But for me so far, it's been three different armies. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. My game 4 is going to be against Ogres. It's going to be against somebody I played every Brawler Bash. Uh, yeah, and I'd have very bad luck against him every time. That's going to be my game 4. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for listening, and I'll talk to you next time.